Hey Crossview families, Mr. Brad here. Welcome to episode number 7 of our Big 10 Challenge. I sure hope you've been enjoying these. I know we have. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Rather than telling you a Junior Bear story and acting it out with the family, I'm going to read you one of our books. And we're going to have the pictures on the screen so you can follow along with me with the pictures and hear the story that comes to life in the world of Junior Bear. So, can I tell you a Junior Bear story? This one we call The Greatest Gift. Today was the day for the big announcement, and Junior Bear was very excited. His father had gathered all of the animals in the forest together, and everyone was curious about what was going to happen. Mr. Bear began, "I have decided that what this forest needs is a grand treehouse for all the animals to come and enjoy. Since it'll be for all of us, we all need to help build it. I want you to bring all that you can." Everyone loved the idea of a treehouse and began to whisper about it. Mr. Eagle was the first to speak to the group. "Since this will be a grand treehouse, it must be built in the best tree. I offer mine. It is the biggest and strongest in the forest." Junior was amazed. He looked up at Mr. Eagle's tall tree. It was a big gift. Filled with joy, the Beaver family offered their gift. "We will provide all of the wood for the treehouse, and we will even make the furniture." Junior was shocked by their gift. That would be a lot of wood. Then the Deer family stepped forward. "A grand treehouse needs beautiful decorations. We will bring the most beautiful flowers from our fields every week so the treehouse will always be decorated." Junior couldn't believe what he was hearing. 3 different families had given 3 large gifts. The animals were in awe and Mr. Bear was pleased. With all their excitement, they began to collect the supplies and soon a big pile was formed. As Junior watched, he heard his father's voice. "Junior, do you see who is over there in the shadows?" Junior looked. He didn't see anyone at first, but then he saw someone move. It was Mrs. Possum. Junior remembered hearing about Mrs. Possum. She was a widow. That meant her husband had passed away and she was all alone. The one thing that Junior knew about Mr. Possum was that he had created all kinds of things out of wood and traded them to the other animals in the forest. Even his dad had traded with Mr. Possum a few times. As Junior watched Mrs. Possum, he noticed that she was carrying a board with a design on it. He squinted to read it and saw the word "Welcome" carved into it. Junior watched as Mrs. Possum scurried out of the shadows towards the pile of supplies. She gently added her gift to the pile, scampered back, and disappeared into the forest. "Do you want to know something, Junior?" Mr. Bear asked as he put his large paw around his son. "That little piece of wood Mrs. Possum put on the pile is the greatest gift anyone has given for the treehouse." Junior didn't understand. "How could one little piece of wood be a greater gift than the flowers or the furniture or the tree?" he asked. "You see, Junior, there are other great trees in the forest, so Mr. Eagle will find a new home. There are more logs for the Beaver family, and the fields will have more flowers for the Deer family. But that piece of wood Mrs. Possum gave was the last piece she had left from what Mr. Possum made. When she goes home, she will have nothing else to trade, and she will have to discover other ways to find food. That's why it's the greatest gift of them all." Junior now understood. Mrs. Possum had given everything she had to live on. The day arrived when the treehouse was done. Everyone was excited to see the grand opening. The tree was tall, the woodwork was perfect, and the flowers were beautiful. Junior Bear was amazed by it all, but he mostly wanted to see where his dad had put Mrs. Possum's gift. As Mr. Bear welcomed them all there, Junior found what he was looking for. Mrs. Possum's sign was at the bottom of the staircase. His dad had placed the greatest gift where everyone who came to enjoy the treehouse would have to step on it. They would step on that piece and know that they were welcome. That night, as Junior was being tucked into bed, he looked at his dad. Dad, the treehouse looks great. I saw what you did with Mrs. Possum's gift and I thought it was really nice. It's the perfect spot for it. I thought you would like that, Mr. Bear smiled as he gave Junior a hug. With that, he said goodnight, and Junior went to bed knowing that no matter how big or how small, each gift was important to his father. I hope you enjoyed that story, but now I got another question for you. Why do I tell you Junior Bear stories? Because they tell us Bible stories, right? I want you to go into the description below and find the link to the Bible study that'll take you to the Bible story where this Junior Bear story comes from. And do the Bible study as a family. Don't forget to send in a picture of that to Pastor Caleb so that you guys can keep up with the Big 10 Challenge. And while you're there, like and subscribe to this video and keep up with us on what we're doing here. With that, I'll see you at episode number 8 next week. Bye!